Good morning, everybody. Chris here with Clutter Reduction Junk Removal. We are at the dump right now. Dump opens at 7 o'clock. It is currently 7:02. We got here early because it's very hit or miss as to whether or not there's going to be a long line because everybody else has the same idea. And I need to make it to a clean out by 9 o'clock. That is already 40 minutes away from me. So we are being better safe than sorry. The clean out we are headed to is a one bedroom apartment, full clean out. I've been dealing with the son who lives in New York. All of his family lives in New York, actually. And when he first contacted me, he said, "Hey, this is what happened. I need everything out. I need all the furniture, everything bagged up." And I was like, "Okay, no problem. Can I come by and check it out?" And he said, "I'm in New York." And I was like, "Okay. Do you have any pictures from when you were down here last week?" And he said, "I don't." I was like, "Cool." So that's kind of hard to give you an estimate for a clean out. He was like, "I understand, like just do the best you can." And I was like, "Well, in my experience, I like to use examples of experiences, especially for pricing. I'm not fond of doing it, but sometimes people just want to know, like, is it going to be a couple thousand or is it going to be like, eight, 900? And I told him, I said, "Look, normally when I'm doing clean outs for a one bedroom apartment, in a 55 plus community, it's usually a truck to a truck and a half when you consider the large furniture, the bagging, and the extra labor and all that stuff." So it's like, "Look, I would quote you between 700 and 900. And if I get there and it's a lot worse than it looks, I'm going to give you a call up and say, hey, this is a lot worse than it looks. I'm going to add X amount of volume or X amount of time. And if it ends up being a little less, then you get charged a little less." So he was super cool about it all. And that's what I find to be best. Just be as transparently communicative as possible. Just let them know, hey, I don't know what's going on. I can't see this place, and that's my job is to quote it based on what I see because that's what it ends up being. So, this is what I can do for you, and that's the extent of what I can do for you. So that's how I like to handle the situations. A couple of side notes that I've noticed on the way here that I just want to talk about, If you want to skip ahead to the clean out, you can do so. It's probably going to be a 2-minute little rant, but one of my what if scenarios that I think about quite often when driving happened today. So I had this thing where, let's say you're approaching a school zone, right? 20-mile-per-hour active school zone. And let's say like the speed limit is 45 normally. As you approach it, it's not active. But you pass it and it turns on while you're inside of it. But usually school zones are a pretty decent length. It's usually a quarter to half a mile long, sometimes longer. There's often cops doing speed traps in school zones to enforce the speed, and those speeding fines are doubled or tripled. You're going 45 miles per hour, cop catches you in the middle of a school zone, you don't realize it, all the cars behind you don't realize it because they all passed through after this when the school zone wasn't active. Are you going to get hit with a 25 over speed limit ticket? That's rough. Like, how do you prove that if you don't have a dash cam to say when I approached it, it wasn't on? I have a dash cam, but if you didn't, how would you be able to prove that? I don't think you wouldn't. But it happened today. So like as we passed through, because my clock is 3 minutes fast on purpose, so it was 7:02, and like the lights weren't on. I was like, that's weird. They normally turn on at 7. Like it should turn on as I approach it. And when my clock hit 7:03, which means it's 7 o'clock now, the lights still hadn't turned on. I was like, huh, that's interesting. As we're coming to the other side, I see all the other cars' brake lights in my side mirror, and I see the lights are active. And I was like, huh, there goes my what if scenario. And like it just kind of got me thinking. I'm gonna have to ask my brother one day. He's a cop, and say like, hey, like, what would you do in this situation? Just out of curiosity. I'll let you know what he says. But I will show you guys that job when we get there. I just wanted to put that out there. Funny thing just happened. I was at the dump. A guy pulled up next to me, had a dump trailer. He shouted out to me. He's like, hey, it'd be a lot faster if you had one of these. Like, I think he's like being like kind of lighthearted about it. And I was like, yeah, probably. I offloaded my full truck by myself faster than he did to do his little dump thing. and I pulled out before you did, and we parked at the same time. I'm just saying. Yeah, maybe his was a little easier, but I mean, I used a hand truck for pretty much everything. It took me literally like 3 or 4 minutes. Didn't really use a whole lot of labor. Just saying. Should have said, hey, it'd be a lot easier if you did this versus be a lot faster. Everyone's got to whine about something. Alright, we were at the dump with the first load. I was trying to get it all together, but it's not going to happen. So, came out to, I don't know if you can see, oh, there you go, $26.04 for the first load. It was 1,240 pounds, $42 a ton. The second load is probably going to be like half a truck, and that's basically what I quoted him, was a truck and a half, and then I just tack in a bagging fee. Didn't really find anything too interesting. I thought I would only be able to donate like 2 pieces, and like the more and more like I looked at it, I was like, donations, how can I take this? So I don't think anything's gonna get donated. I tried going to Goodwill the other day with pots and pans, and they're like, yeah, we're not taking those anymore, we have too many. I was like, you guys have too many of everything. Every time I come here, you tell me no. Like, why are you even open? So the only thing I did find that was kind of interesting was this like little dog novelty set. They're so cute. A German Shepherd. There's a Lassie dog. I don't know what's called. It's called a Lassie dog. There's a Boxer, Dalmatian, a little Terrier, a Golden Retriever. Is this King Charles, I think? The King Charles dog. And a Black Lab. But they're kind of cute, so I figure I would gift one to like each person I know. And then we have got a bed load worth of metal that will drop off sometime this week if I ever get around to the scrapyard. I still have all the metal from the gas station job I did. I was gonna go the next morning, and I woke up like an hour and a half late, and by the time I went to the dump, I like had to go to my next job. So I never made it to the scrapyard, which sucks. There's so much stuff on the side of my house right now, and it's all super heavy and annoying and frustrating. So it is what it is. I'll see you guys when we get back to the apartment. Okay, so that job is all done. We are at the dump right now. $27.72 for the second load. I did not think it was going to be heavier. That is weird. But it's probably all the metal, actually. We have 9 bags of clothes that we will be donating. By the way, it's pouring outside if you can't hear the thunder. We have 9 bags of clothes to be donated, and then I have 2 garbage cans worth of metal. I don't know. But altogether, that is $53 and some change to dump this whole job. Not bad for a truck and a half. And then we're not doing that delivery anymore with the professional organizer because it is pouring out. We're going to save that for tomorrow. So the guy was super cool about everything. He paid cash. He just gave me flat out $900. The total was $888 for a truck and a half plus 2 bagging fees. So technically I got a $12 tip. And then I'll send him a review link in just a moment. So hopefully you get some positive feedback. The bagging fees I've been doing, I did them when I first started and then I stopped for some reason. And now I'm doing them again. But the bagging fee is for every 10 bags that I bag up, I'm charging $35. And that is to cover the cost of the bags and for the time it takes to bag up everything. So figure 10 bags you could probably fill in 15 to 30 minutes, depending on what it is that you're doing, probably faster. So it's just a way to kind of tie both together. But it helps me to charge it when I'm doing stuff like, let's say I'm just going to do a normal junk removal, but they need me to clean out their master closet, or they need me to clean out like a pantry or, a storage room, like just a bunch of miscellaneous stuff. Like it's kind of hard to just tack on an extra labor and then charge $20 for bags. It's just a little easier to do that when it's not always a clean out. So that's what I found to be helpful. But that is it for me. I'm going to sit through this long dump line and then take my butt on home and take a nap because I'm tired. So I'll see you guys on Saturday. We're doing a 3-truck job. I'm going to be using my trailer, then I'm going to be using a 15-foot U-Haul that I'm already going to have from a move I'm doing on Friday. So we're just going to carry it over into the next day. I'm bringing my helper with me. It's all big stuff. The littlest thing is like a chair. It's all big entertainment centers and hutches and stuff like that. So I figure we can have that loaded in 2 hours. Just straight run everything. So that will be a good move, or a good job. And then I think the rest of the week is filled up more with moving than it is junk removal, but that's okay. So I will see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.